evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this evening's semi-final debate. My name is Daniel Barnett and I am the chairman for this debate. The timekeeper is Joseph Nebo. This debate will be judged by a panel of 3 adjudicators who are Mr. Lachlan Hemsley, Mr. Lachlan Tamlin and Miss Stella Crawford. The topic for this debate is that internet dating is the way to go. The affirmative team, seated to my right, is Pulteney Grammar. The negative team, seated to my left, is Pulteney Grammar. The speaking time of this debate is 6 minutes. A single warning bell will sound at 1 minute for the speaking time, and a double bell will sound at the speaking time. Please ensure that your mobile phones are switched off. I declare this debate open and call upon the first affirmative speaker, Angelica Costi.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen and chairman. My name is Angelica Costi and I'm the first speaker for the affirmative team. Tonight's debate is that internet dating is the way to go, and we, the affirmative team, strongly believe that this is true. Tonight, as first speaker, I will be discussing that the finding of a partner is much more efficient through the use of online services, as well as the convenience that online dating brings through recent technological advances. Our second speaker, Julie, will then go on to discuss that someone's dating profile can help you find a person who is more compatible with you, and that the process of online dating allows people to really connect on a multitude of levels. Our third speaker, Ed, will then go on to rebut the fallacies presented by the opposition and summarise our team's case. We define the topic as the internet being a medium to connect and communicate with others. This includes dating sites, social media, and any other platform requiring internet connection. We define the way to go as meaning that online dating should be embraced. Now to my first point, that the finding of a partner is so much easier through the internet. It is a study tool, an online store, and now a dating service. The internet is a global device of connection where you can talk to friends in the Northern Hemisphere with the click of a button. But what if it could help you with your love life? Online dating has, in recent years, become a popular and much preferable alternative to its outdated counterpart, and that's because it's so much easier to find a partner. One of the major parts of this is that the internet is not just some nightclub on Hindley Street where the patrons are all smelly drunks, but instead it consists of people whose personalities are aligned with yours. eHarmony, one of the world's most successful online dating sites, has over 400 questions that you must answer before joining, so that the matchmaking algorithm can set you up with people most suited to your needs. This opens your circle up to the millions of other people who you wouldn't normally date. And by millions, I do mean millions. A study by Reuters has stated that 40 million people in the US are currently using online dating sites as a way to reach out to the opposite or same sex. You know the old saying, there's always other fish in the sea? Well, instead of fishing in the tiny pond that Adelaide is, you're fishing in the ocean that is the world of singles out there, and online dating is the easiest and most convenient way to find them. The world is changing. People do everything from shop to communicate with friends online. It makes sense that online dating would be so popular. Now on to my second point, that technology has advanced, so why shouldn't we? Nowadays, online dating sites are here to help people interact and communicate with different people all over the world. Some people find interacting with other individuals face-to-face as being time-consuming, as this is due to the busy schedule that each and every one of us have. But with the innovating technology that we now have at our fingertips, interacting with people has never been this easy. The internet is not only here to provide us with all the information that we need, but it is also here to help us to interact with other people. This is very good for those people who are too busy to go out looking for a potential partner. Consequently, they are trying out online dating websites because of the numerous advantages that these sites have for them. Technology has been innovating for quite a long time, and even communication has taken its step forward to keep up with technology. If you still believe that the internet is just available for researching information, then you're wrong. Today, the internet allows you to shop, plan holidays, read movie reviews, find out the weekly weather forecast, and, in addition, it can also help you to find that one person who is meant to be with you for the rest of your life. And this, of course, is with the help of online dating websites that are available today. Online dating sites give you the ability to date someone at any hour of the day. There are no specific times that you have to meet someone at a restaurant, and you certainly do not have to pick up the date or wait for the date to pick you up. In the comfort of your own home, you can log onto your account and start talking instantly to whomever you choose to. Dating sites are perfect for getting to know someone. Eventually, you will want to ask the person out on a real date so that you can meet them in person. But in the meantime, dating sites allow you to casually get to know someone with no added pressure. It is a mutual, non-threatening environment, free from any means of prejudice. When dating online, everyone is equal. Although many people still prefer choosing the traditional manners of dating, online dating is more practical and less complicated. Once you know the significance of online dating, you can understand how easy and convenient it is to date a person online to discover true love or friendship. In summary, I have discussed how much easier it is to find an appropriate partner through online dating, as well as how technology has advanced, so why shouldn't we? So on that note, we, the affirmative team, strongly believe that internet dating is the way to go.
I call upon the first negative speaker, Genevieve Scribner.
Good evening, Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. The topic for tonight's debate is that internet dating is the way to go. We, the negative side, believe that this statement to be false, for internet dating is not the way to go, as it introduces issues related to stranger danger, trust, truth, and romance. We agree with the affirmative side's definition. However, how can you really tell a personality from only a brief summary on a website? This is not practical or an efficient way of getting to know someone. We also believe that way to go means it is superior to traditional dating. As the negative side for this debate, we will argue that traditional dating is a superior way to finding a partner, and that internet dating introduces many issues that are not present in traditional dating. I will discuss stranger danger and how it is easy to be deceived by false declarations on dating profiles. Our second speaker, Mitch, will be talking about how internet dating has killed romance, as well as highlighting a number of advantages to traditional dating that are not present on internet dating. Finally, Matt, our third speaker, will rebut the arguments of the affirmative side and finalise our team's case. Before I begin my points, I would like to make make it clear what we are debating about. This debate is not necessarily about whether internet dating is bad. What this debate about is whether internet dating is the way to go. That is superior or should be used in preference to traditional dating. My first point is about how stranger danger is a huge problem with internet dating in today's society. In 2006, Carly Ryan thought she had met her dream boyfriend online, Brandon Kane, a 20-year-old musician from Melbourne. Little did she know, Brandon was an internet construction, the cyberspace alter ego of Gary Newman, a 50-year-old predator and pedophile. Carly fell in love with Brandon over the many months of online contact and phone calls. In 2007, Gary convinced Carly to meet him. He took her to a secluded beach where he bashed her, pushed her face in the sand, suffocated her, and threw her into the water to drown. Within 11 days of the horrendous crime, detectives found Gary's computer logged in as Brandon Kane and arrested him. Carly's mother created a foundation to raise awareness and educate children about thousands of pedophiles that use dating websites to lure young children. It is important to make clear that we are not suggesting that things like this only happen with internet dating, but we are saying that it is easier for it to happen. Internet dating is riskier than traditional dating. Another important point relating to stranger danger is that of friend endorsements. When you meet someone in a traditional way, you are likely to meet him or her through friend connections. With internet dating, you are unlikely to know of any of the person's friends. When you meet someone through a common friend, you can have greater faith in that the person you are meeting is safe and are those who he or she says they are. There are many other cases like Carly Ryan's where innocent people sign up for dating websites and end up dead. This is why internet dating is not the way to go. Dating websites are way too risky when compared to traditional datings. How easy is it to create a fake profile on any dating website? Not only are there fake profiles, most people are dishonest on dating sites. In fact, a study conducted by researchers at University of Wisconsin found that 80% of online daters lie about their height, weight, or age. Both sexes tell tall tales, but men are more than twice as likely to stretch the truth. 22% of men and 30% of women in the beautifulpeople.com poll admitted to lying about their height. Who can blame them? Everyone knows a woman prefers tall men on the whole, says Erica Etten, who is a coach for people on their online dating profiles. The Cornell study found that women and men subtract 8.5 and 1.5 pounds from their real weight when writing on a dating website. Near 1/3 of men in beautifulpeople.com study admitted to lying about their age, although some varied their dates of birth by as much as 10 years. Not only do people lie about these main issues, income, job type, lifestyle, hobbies, and connections to celebrities all come into account. It is way too easy to lie online, which is why online dating is not the way to go. In conclusion, internet dating is not the way to go. Stranger danger is a serious issue when online websites support, because it is way too easy to lie about height, weight, and income. These drawbacks to internet dating do not justify the few benefits it has when compared to traditional dating.
That's 10 minutes.
I call upon the second affirmative speaker, Julie Hewitt.
evening, Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. The topic for today's debate is that internet dating is the way to go. Today, I, Julie Quinn, will be speaking about the online dating profiles and how they aid in the weeding process, and about being able to connect with someone on a variety of different levels. Now, before I head into my arguments, I would like to address some of the flaws in the opposition's arguments. We disagree with a part of the definition that the first negative speaker changed. She suggested that the way to go implies that online dating is superior to traditional dating. We do not believe that this is true, as it is simply another means of getting to know a person. It is a substitute for people who are unable to date traditionally due to time constraints or environmental constraints that can eventually lead to the same places as traditional dating, which is getting to know another person and building a relationship with them. The first negative speaker also suggested that you cannot learn about a person through just a measly online profile. However, the 400 questions that you answer once you log on, and the personal messaging, and as I'll just discuss further, the emails and the voice calls and the Skype calls, will allow online dating to make the first meeting an opportunity to not just to get to know a person, but to connect with them on a more intimate level. Now to my first argument, that someone's online dating profile can help you on your way to find someone more suitable and more compatible with you. In the real world, it takes days, weeks, maybe even years if he's away at the war somewhere, to learn about each other's likes and dislikes and stumble through the awkward process of finding common ground. Online, that process is telescoped and front-loaded, packaged into a neat little profile, usually with a video attached. This is a very convenient and efficient weeding process. As Angelica touched on, the scientific algorithms of websites such as eHarmony, Match.com, and Zeus allow you to quickly weed out the obviously inappropriate and incompatible partners. Because seriously, who hasn't wished for such a skip button on those disastrous real-life blind dates? Moreover, it allows you to specifically find that guy or girl who is into those obscure underground bands, or maybe that person who shares a love for debating. People say that opposites attract, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they stay together. How many people have broken up because they and their partner had nothing in common, or didn't share the same religious views, or didn't want to vote for Tony Abbott? The process of meeting someone online is not like the typical bar-scene setting, as Angelica also touched on, where you're just approaching a random person who might be drunk. Before even approaching someone, you get to know their interests and therefore potential conversation starters. More importantly, you get to know exactly what they are looking for. How many of you, as I have, dreaded the talk about your relationship is at or where it is heading in the future? Online dating profiles can not only delay this shudder-inducing talk, but it can also potentially prevent it from occurring forever. The profiles not only state things like, I listen to soundtracks from musicals exclusively, but it also has a section to state what you are looking for, be it Crystal from LA looking for a casual fling, or Lana from Sydney looking to settle down. This way, everyone is on the same page. It minimizes the amount of misunderstandings between couples, especially if you think one half is from Mars and the other one is from Venus. Now onto my second argument, that the process of online dating allows people to connect on an emotional, intellectual, spiritual, and even a face-to-face level. The authors of the extensive 64-page new study published in the Journal of Psychological Science in the Public Interest reviewed more than 400 studies and surveys to find out what you and I already know. People are notoriously fickle, especially when it comes to the important characteristics of potential dates. The large majority of these people cite attractiveness and sexiness as key to a potential romantic partner. Now, I know pheromones are important, possibly more so for us than for our fellow creepy crawlies, but that's another discussion for another day. But we've all been taught that we should never judge a book by its cover, or for some, it's smell. The potential process of online dating allows people to connect through a variety of mediums, be it through typing via the instant messaging services of Facebook or the actual website, or physically speaking via phone calls, or seeing someone face-to-face via Skype calls. The new developments in technology allow for this to happen, and the result is that people are able to connect on an emotional and intellectual level. They can share opinions, feelings, and stories about their day-to-day lives on a mutual, non-threatening environment. It allows people to be braver, to be more courageous, to be that elusive person everyone talks about when they say, just be yourself. According to Dr. Carlson, head of the Sociology Department of Griffith University in Queensland, people who have met online establish stronger connections by trading photos and emails. Personality dictates attraction. This is particularly advantageous for people who are shy or nervous, or people who are really self-conscious. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen and chairman, we the affirmative team strongly believe that online dating is the way to go, because not only is it selective and does the hunting for you, but it also allows you to experience the warm fuzzies of interacting with your date for the first time in the comfort of your own couch, without that little voice in your head going, is my hair okay? Are my teeth in place? Is this shirt too tight? Thank you.
I call upon the second negative speaker, Mitchell Bunker. Good evening, Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. We, the negative team, strongly believe that internet dating is not the way to go. Tonight we shall convince you all beyond a doubt that internet dating is impersonal, shallow, and even dangerous. My first point tonight is that internet dating simply kills the romance in dating. Then I shall detail just how superior traditional dating is over internet dating. And my final point tonight is that internet dating leaves you open to scams. However, first I would like to rebut the misleading arguments of the affirmative side. In regards to the definition of this debate, as Genevieve, our first speaker, said, we agree with the opposition's definition of internet debating. However, we disagree with the definition of way to go. Way to go implies that it's superior to traditional dating, that it's meant to replace traditional debating. I shall discuss later in my argument just how traditional dating is superior and does not need to be replaced. The first speaker spoke about how internet dating is instant. Matches on internet dating take time, as Matt will explain later. It still takes time to get these matches on online dating. There is a certain immediacy with traditional dating that is not available online. The first speaker also said that 40 million people have tried online dating in the United States. Well, another statistic is that 54 million people are single. So maybe they've tried, but they haven't succeeded. First speaker also said that the internet enables us to talk to those people in the Northern Hemisphere or across the globe. This doesn't mean that it's practical to date people in South America. The second speaker spoke about how online dating presents people on a variety of levels and their personality. These online dating profiles are just words and pictures. These are not as good as a face-to-face connection. Questions, even 400 of them, are just words. They are no substitute to a face-to-face connection. Second speaker also brought up the common phrase, not to judge a book by its cover. Well, to extend this, people on these sites change the cover of their book because it's simply easy to and it makes them more appealing. Romance is dead. How often have we heard that recently? We suggest that the culprit for the brutal murder of romance is internet dating. Internet dating has removed one of the most essential parts of dating, the romance. Sites such as eHarmony and Match.com have turned romance into a science, as their second speaker explained. A formula
that these internet dating sites use to make a profit. These sites effectively put a price on love. There is an annual revenue of $4.2 billion in Australia and worldwide for internet dating sites. I can guarantee that these sites don't care about you getting a match, just about making their profit motive meet. Internet dating is all there in the name. It's over the internet. It's difficult to tell someone's personalities from just words. Personality over a webcam feed that you can manipulate at will? Please. Surely you can gauge a person better from meeting them face to face rather than just words. Internet dating is therefore simply shallow, and there's no depth to dating online. You all know that love comes from the heart. Love is not so shallow to be just looks, whereas internet dating is just that, just looks. In most cases, people browsing an online dating site will just look at the pictures. Picture isn't quite right on that profile? Next. That is the reality with online dating. Personality plays no part in the process. Traditional dating, as it were, has worked for us since long before recorded history. Traditional dating has numerous advantages that makes it the way to go, as I mentioned earlier in my rebuttal. First off, there is a sense of immediacy with traditional dating. There is no waiting for a match in real life. You can get out there, meet people, and make a real connection. This immediacy stretches through to the date itself. It is easy to get an idea of how the date is going when you're sitting across from them or next to them. Traditional dating has, how should I put it, the ability for intimacy. Through chat messages and profiles, I really don't see the intimacy. Personal connections can develop through traditional dating. It's much easier to talk to each other meaningfully in real life. Much easier to say, share a joke. In short, it's much easier to connect to someone face to face and see their reactions. I don't see this happening on online dating. Internet dating is shorter and more rushed than traditional dating. According to the Washington Post and Reuters, the average time of courtship before marriage for those who met online, 18.5 months. The average time for those who met offline, 42 months. Traditional dating is more likely to create a connection by the sheer time factor. It is not as rushed through as internet dating. Scams are among the most prevalent crimes today. Why? The internet has left us more open to scams. We store almost all of our information online, from online banking, online shopping, putting our money at risk, to personal information online, the foundation for identity theft. ScamWatch is the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission site dedicated to informing Australians about potential scams. And they have a whole section on their website dedicated to dating scams. The emotional commitment of online dating sites leaves people open to scams. Sending them money to help them fly to Adelaide? I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be waiting at the airport for a long time. Even dating sites admit that this is a problem. RSVP.com, as one example, has a section on their website that's dedicated on how to spot a dating scam. Internet dating, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, is not the way to go. Traditional dating is still far superior to its online counterpart. Internet has killed the romance that used to be present in dating. These companies are just thinking about their wallets, not your happiness. And it's difficult to tell someone's personality from some words on a profile. Traditional dating is able to make this connection. The ability to make a connection is heightened by this traditional dating. Internet dating puts many of our deep personal details online, and scams are becoming so prevalent that the ACCC has put an alert out on dating site scams. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, on the way to these points, internet dating is not the way to go.
I call upon the third affirmative speaker, Edward Mayer.
Good evening. Today, as you obviously know, we're speaking about the topic for tonight's debate is that internet dating is the way to go. We as the firm team have presented the arguments brought up by the first speaker, finding a partner is easier and more convenient using online forums for dating instead of normal regular practices. And the second speaker spoke of points how getting rid of the uncomfortable and incompatible partners now by following these steps of online dating. I will personally speak of the emotional connection that does occur, people's personal benefits, and safe reasons to use online dating that others might not know. The second negative speaker of the negative team suggested that internet dating replaces traditional dating. We do not believe that this is true. As Julie established earlier, the goal is to lead to the traditional dating process, be it sitting at home on the couch and eating pizza, or moving to eat to get hitched at Las Vegas. Dating is not being replaced by internet dating. It is another form to be embraced and to be brought alongside. Second and negative speaker also spoke that traditional dating allows people to move easily, talk to someone. We don't believe that this is to be true, as online dating allows for longer, more thoughtful discussions, allows for each person to know more about the person they're going to meet before they actually meet them. It's not, oh, my friend, sister, brother said that this person is nice to me. It's, I've got 400 questions about you, now I'm going to talk about you before I even meet. It's a lot safer in this forum way, as you know more about the person. You can easily do a Google check on their background instead of just relying on the evidence of a biased friend. Similarly, people with negative body images of themselves find it a lot more comfortable dating online, as they emphasize more on getting to know people behind the face. It allows for people to be less self-conscious and more focused on the important things, such as the person's feelings and emotions. The second speaker of the negative team spoke that it's a $4 billion industry in Australia. Well, the average costs estimated by eHarmony is that it's only $200 for an average user's full year use. This is not that much if you think about it for $4 billion. So they're providing a service for thousands and thousands of Australians that are using regularly. So this $4 billion estimate is just 4 billion people spending $200. It's not that big of an industry, it's that big of a need for people. 64% of the people who use online dating before they begin said they look for common interests as the most important factor, with only 40% saying sexual compatibility due to physical appearances, where people are actually looking for the interests and hobbies and things like that that they want to share, not the sexual looks of their counterpart. The second speaker of the opposing team spoke of the courtship period of only 18.5 months before marriage by the Washington Post study. We looked at this study also, and this study looked more at how the internet dating is providing 400 questions, so they don't have to go spend the next 2 months asking 400 questions to this person. They know these 400 questions right up. They have the speeches and the marks on the scheme. They know what's happening. So they don't have to waste their time, waste their money, and have to go to these dates to waste precious time before the actual marriage. They only spend 18.5 months. This first speaker of the opposing team also told you that online dating is not the way to go, as it's not safe. They argue that online dating encourages or makes it easier for predators and cyber stalking. However, only 10% of sexual predators use the internet as a platform to meet their victims. This means that 90%, yes, 90% of victims are found in the real physical world and have nothing to do with the internet. Online dating may actually provide a layer of protection because people aren't actually meeting face to face. Online dating gives individuals the power to control. They are able to control what they tell people, how they communicate with others, how they control how much information they share, and the list goes on. Because of this, people control if they meet face to face, or if they even with which email service they choose. Cyber stalking can be prevented, and there are numerous safety controls, and help it's just a click away. You can end cyber stalking by pressing the block button or deleting the profile. It's not like real life where you have to get a restraining order. It's a little bit more expensive. This is not the efficient cuts then. output does not matter of seconds. However, on the other hand, traditional dating does not allow for this to happen. The second speaker also spoke of enduring romance. Online dating is now discouraging romance. If anything, it's actually encouraging it. Through the filter process, internet dating enables those who want to find love to do so efficiently. With over 2/3 of pedophiles actually knowing their victims, online dating is safer. You are meeting someone for new and you know a lot about them. You know that it might be good, it might be bad, but with 2/3 of actually knowing the person that's going to have a sexual assault you is dangerous. So the physical world has a dangerous connection and the online one has filters to protect us. So we have clearly shown in our first and second speaker arguments, and finally through the rebuttal of the fallacies put forward by the opposing team, that online dating is the way to go. Thank you.
I call upon the third negative speaker, Matthew van der Sommen.
Sorry. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Chairman of the Opposition. Tonight we're all here to debate whether internet dating is the way to go, and we, the negative team, strongly believe that this simply isn't the case. Tonight I will rebut all of the opposition's false arguments that they have tried to mislead you with, and finalise my team's case, so that by the end of my speech you should be in no doubt that internet dating is in fact not the way to go. The opposition have disagreed with our definition of way to go. We disagree with this. We think way to go is referring. We disagree with their disagreement. We in fact believe way to go infers that it is superior and is possibly a way to move forward in the future, a way to go forward with dating and will eventually supersede and replace real life dating. This is obviously not the case. This cannot be the case. Online dating will never be superior when compared to real life dating. The first speaker of the opposition spoke about the convenience of online dating. However, I would also like to refer to the 400 questions you need to ask someone to have an eHarmony profile. It sounds a lot harder to me to answer 400 questions about myself, including things about religion, political views, which require some deep thought, let's be honest, than just going up to a nice girl you see on the street and saying, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" Sounds a lot harder to me, and so this really doesn't make it convenient to online date. The first speaker of the opposition also spoke about the efficiency of online dating. However, she also said that eventually you're going to want to meet up. So this is really just delaying the initial first date, really. And when you do meet up, you're going to be asking them, "So what were you really lying about in your profile?" Because as our first speaker outlined, 80% of people tell a little white lie on their online dating profiles. Ladies and gentlemen, internet dating does not make the dating process more efficient. It's really just another layer of procrastination before you commit yourself to a first date. The first speaker of the opposition also spoke about the instantaneous nature of online dating, how you can do it anywhere, anytime, at your convenience. Ladies and gentlemen, during the preparation time for this debate, we created an account, Lasom James, on Match.com. Now, Lasom seems like a pretty good bloke. He's 200 centimetres, African-American in nature, he has a military background, 3 kids who live at home, he's divorced, and he's earning over $150,000 a year. Sadly, for Lasom, he has 0 matches on Match.com. In the 1.5 hours we were in the room, 0 people viewed his profile, and poor bloke didn't look like he was going to end up with a date. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this refers to the somewhat waiting game of that online daters have to play. They need to wait for someone to decide that, you know, I'm good enough to have a date with this person and ask them out online. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not necessarily instant. The waiting game can be for months for people like LaSalle James. The second speaker of the opposition spoke to you about how online daters can connect on a multitude of levels. And we don't disagree with this statement at all. But we also think that people are able to connect on a multitude of real levels in real life, like we've been doing for the previous 2,000 odd years, before online dating came around. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not saying that online dating doesn't have a place in our society. We're just saying that real life dating is superior. And given the obvious risks associated with online dating that our first speaker spoke about, and the fact that people are often being scammed on online dating, lied to, it just doesn't make sense to prefer this when compared to conventional, traditional dating, which we've been using for thousands of years, and I can see we will continue to do so for many more. The second speaker of the opposition also spoke to you about weeding out the uncompatible ones. We believe that this can have some benefits, but we don't see it as justifying the risk when you sign up on an online dating service to meet people who could be lying about anything to you, really. We just don't see it as making it more beneficial than traditional dating. The second speaker of the opposition also spoke to you how you can get to know people via their profiles. I again refer to LaSalle James. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I'm clearly not African American, nor am I 200 centimetres tall, yet I have created a profile to the likening of this. Sadly, for any potential matches LaSalle does eventually get, his lady friends will be sadly disappointed to discover it is merely a 17-year-old boy trying to prove a point at debating. The second speaker also spoke about dating compatibility. Ladies and gentlemen, I disagree. I think love doesn't have an algorithm. It's magical. And as our second speaker, Mitchell Bronker, said, internet dating is ruining life for the true romantics. Can you imagine Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother, a season which has been a TV show which has been going on for 9 series, saying, kids, I'm going to tell you the story of How I Met Your Mother. We hooked up on eHarmony. They couldn't make 9 seasons worth of fantastic television from that. The second speaker also spoke to you about how the aim of the internet is pretty good, it's able to help people, but we think that the real world is greater and that real dating is more beneficial. The third speaker of the opposition spoke to you about how you have control over what people see. Exactly. You can control exactly what people see of you, and you can make yourself to be a LaSalle James. Ladies and gentlemen, the third speaker of the opposition spoke to you about how online dating won't kill romance. I refer to love rom-coms. What movie has a love story where they met online? Not many that I can recall of. Ladies and gentlemen, effectively what we're saying is that real-life dating is simply superior to online dating. We're not saying online dating doesn't have a place, but real-life dating is more beneficial to people, and the risks associated with online dating don't justify the little rewards it has when compared to conventional debating. Thank you very much.
Please, while the adjudicators finalise the result.
Fair, I think, shouldn't it?
Yeah, Joseph.
Yes. Yeah, always, I take them to each of your debates and then I incorporate them in my report for the magazine. Which is
You guys don't have one of the forms up, the Speaker of the Night forms over there?
No, we don't have it up here.
I feel like he's the senior adjudicator, should be the one to make that call. Should only take a second. That was in like, for going up first, just get, I don't think it really matters, you could just say it, we can go. But you just say it.
I invite a representative of the adjudication panel to come forward and award the debate.
Hi everybody, welcome to the semi-final debate. I'd like to first congratulate everybody for an excellent debate tonight, and thank you all for coming out to watch it. It's always excellent to have a full room. Without further ado, I'm moving to award the debate tonight, and it was a unanimous decision tonight by the adjudicating panel, and it goes to the affirmative team. And with that, I have one further thing to do, which is to award the Speaker of the Night, which tonight is
And back to the chairman.
Yep.
I call upon a member of the runner-up team to give a vote of thanks.
Firstly, I'd just like to thank Pulteney on a great debate. We didn't really know what you guys were like coming in. So, we weren't sure, what team lineup to expect exactly, but it was really good fun to debate against you guys. I mean, obviously, we've got to know each other's teams throughout the season, through the regular things when we haven't been playing each other. And it was great fun just to come up against you guys and have such a fun topic. I think it was really good, kept the vibe nice and light. Thanks, of course, to all the parents for coming out. It was really good, to have so many chairs filled, which is always good. Thanks also to the timekeeper, Joseph, and Chairman Daniel for the wonderful job they did. And thank you once again to the adjudicators for awarding the debate. I'm just glad a Pulteney team won, and good luck in the grand final, guys.
I call upon a member of the winning team to second that vote of thanks.
Yet again, we'd just like to say that and thank everyone for coming out. Thanks for having 3 adjudicators, it's really good. And a bit of filming for later. And we were really impressed with this debate. We thought both teams did really well. And we really liked the inclusion of computers. I thought that was good, speaking for us. And